Am I back yet?
I think so. I'm watching this stream. Fine.
Yeah, I started a new one.
Yeah, totally.
Oh, that's why I saw a new one. You just instantly went to like friggin' free time with Tina. I was like, something sounds right here. Oh my god. Alright.
She's trying to get it in? Oh, no. Who's this?
No, she is not.
Oh, so that's what they wanted. I knew she was a stripper. I knew it. I always knew she was a stripper.
Telling the people on the stream that it's so good. Hopefully you'll get those back.
I'm telling you, she was a stripper. She's trying to entertain.
Hero?
Yeah.
Okay, took this back.
Yeah.
I
guess it's the other side of the world.
Could be. Alright, where the hell is that one? One's in my archive, one's in the library. Alright, no one's in the library. What the freak?
Alright, I think we're all good now. 4 people watching the stream. Not sure how many of them. Not sure if we were me or one of them, whatever. And I just accidentally watched my phone. I need to.
Oh, dang. I don't want to look at that.
That's just
What?
Oh. Reviewer Tron Anime Girls back. Yeah, fans.
Oh, I see what's happening. Hey, what?
What?
Be out here. Wait. Oh, yeah. Bruh, you didn't make that. He didn't make that assumption. I've been made that assumption. Wait.
Damn it, I keep locking my phone.
Wait, isn't there only... Maybe there was 2 more? Yeah, I'm thinking that.
That was me, dude, saying something else. I think you need to look at the box on the bottom left.
I already looked at that box.
You can do it again?
Yeah, like I looked at it.
So, I'm getting tired. It's the moment you've all been... You remember where to meet. Please go through the red door.
You fucking lied!
So are we gonna go play Overwatch, or do you want to keep doing this because people are watching?
I'll do this trial, and then I'll play some Overwatch.
Okay. Also, someone throw out a good disclaimer. Trial's gonna take maybe an hour and a half.
Really? Yo.
An hour and a half.
You think it's supposed to take 10 minutes? Freak!
Come on!
In the timeline, it takes 10 minutes.
What are you gonna do?
Is it gonna baby me again? That's the only reason why the other one takes so long.
No. Well, it did give you a lot of tutorials, yeah, but it's just naturally, like, it's kind of like Dragon Ball, it's just drawn. But technically, in canon, trials take about 10 minutes. Yeah, actually made that work better, which is something that never happened in this series. Well, actually, Danganronpa 3, the anime,
let's go.
That's the only version of Danganronpa 3 you have, the version of Danganronpa 3. Once you count Danganronpa 3, never mind, I'll get to that later. But, the anime, Danganronpa 1, this game in anime form isn't really that good, in my opinion. It cuts a lot of stuff out, skips over a lot of stuff, doesn't go in detail.
It's
Cut out
true.
the entire trial. But they actually spend only one episode on the trial. That's like 20 minutes right there. And by the halfway point, they already decide who the killer is. And then the next half is them just like talking down to the killer. Oh, Leon, why did you do it? Son of a bitch. It wasn't me. Stupid.
Very nice. Well, thrills, chills,
So,
kills!
very excited for the trial.
Oh my. I gotta take out my
This is one of my
detective.
favorite trials, just because Chihiro is my favorite.
Gotta take out all my detective skills here, then.
Okay. Just give me a quick rundown of what you think may have happened.
Shit's going down. Hold on. A lot of shit's going down. I don't think I have anything else. I got all these skill points. And nothing to do. Let's do this.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of if you can figure out who done it, then I'll punish everyone beside. Okay.
Clearly, I'm aware.
Yeah, each room class trial is different. Each class trial the room is different.
Chihiro's fatal
Background
injury.
is
It appears it was a head wound.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument. But what kind of blunt instrument could it have been?
I bet it was an iron pipe.
Right.
Interesting. That certainly would make for a powerful weapon.
Poor Chihiro.
Chihiro's, it appears it was...
According to the Monokuma file, the killer, what kind of blunt instrument could it have been?
I bet it was an iron pipe.
It sucks because Chihiro is dumbass.
Interesting.
It
That certainly would make...
Poor Chihiro.
Alright, I need to, like, you know, maybe slow down time. I know it's my
Chihiro's,
mistake.
it appears it
According to the Monokuma file, what kind of blunt
I was
instrument...
like, wait.
I bet it was an iron pipe.
Got it! No!
Also, he's still getting used to the PS4 controls, which are notoriously ass. So,
Can we
Booty
agree
If
that
it's
the
a bit
object
painful to
that
watch,
dealt the
guys,
fatal blow was
don't
the
blame him.
dumbbell found at the scene of the crime? It was covered in blood. And there was nothing else at the scene that could have caused that.
And the wound on the
if
victim's
you
head is
saw this,
consistent with the shape of
it's
the
way
dumbbell.
better on
As
the
far
Vita.
as I'm
It's way
concerned,
better on PC.
there's no mistake and no room for doubt on this. You look.
yo,
If you
I'm
don't
so
mind,
upset what they
I
did
will
with
proceed.
that thing.
Although,
They released
I believe the
stupid
criminal...
games for it.
For real?
Chihiro's killer is the fiendish
It's
serial
not
killer.
shit, it's just the fact that they did.
Alright, that's stupid. What the heck is this? I thought I did this before.
Exactly, man. I do admit, I'm actually getting a game probably tomorrow for it. I'm getting Gravity Rush, because I've never played that game.
That game is nice! I love that game. Cat. It's a god. Such a cool concept.
Oh. Uh-oh.
That's it. Let's do this.
You're gonna see extra text on the screen. Just shoot it down and get extra time.
The culprit is Genocide Jack. I'm sure of it. Case closed, as far as I'm concerned.
But that's impossible.
Yeah, you
Why?
really should just.
What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, come on. There's just no proof for it.
No,
Hey, so, speaking of
Yeah, it is
Genocide Jack,
no.
I don't know who that is.
I don't like. Oh, wait, what?
Gave you time.
The culprit is Genocide Jack. I'm sure of it. Case closed, as far as I'm concerned.
But that's impossible.
What makes it
Well, I mean, there's just no proof for it.
Hey, so,
Wait, I don't understand.
speaking of
What is
Genocide
this?
Jack, I don't know who that is.
You can tell it's like dick, right? You can tell
the culprit
ass.
is Genocide Jack.
The thing is,
I'm
I hit
sure.
to react. Like,
Case
3 seconds
closed,
later, I saw your
as far as I'm concerned.
That's impossible!
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, come on, there's just no proof for it.
No, it's wrong.
Thank God! My lord.
What?
I found this file. While I was looking, I guess it's some kind of confidential file.
That's kind of weird as shit, isn't it?
Sometimes
what was something like that doing in the library?
The why of it is probably more trouble than it's worth.
So bad.
So let's forget about
He
that.
just take out a freaking automatic and be like, you're wrong!
More importantly, it outlines all the specifics of every Genocide Jack case according to the file. There appear to be 2 defining characteristics in every Genocide Jack case. The first is that a bloody message is found written at the...
Oh, that's right. Booblust.
Right. Can this guy read?
No. It's actually bloodlust.
But more important is the other characteristic.
Never made public? What the hell is it?
Why don't you tell them, Lakota?
I got it!
No, requesting that you stop skipping some of the
Apparently, in every Genocide Jack case, the killer suspends the body in a certain way.
Stop skipping some of the text.
Other than the killer, the only people who know about this are the higher-ups in the police department.
And then cut to the next piece of dialogue.
However, Chihiro was most definitely suspended in the same way.
My reading is fast, that's why.
So, how did the culprit know about this when only high-level police officials were aware of it?
True.
There's only one logical answer I can think of. It's because the culprit in this case is the real Genocide Jack.
No fucking way!
You're saying Genocide Jack is one of us?
Yes, in fact, it's Toko.
What?
Yeah.
Genocide Jack's true identity is Toko Fukawa.
You lie!
Now, raise your hand. Which one of you is Jack?
Hey, okay, wait, hold on a sec. Toko has, like, bloodophobia or whatever, remember? What kind of serial killer is afraid of blood?
Jason.
Is Toko Genocide Jack? The answer is yes and no.
Another riddle. Man, what?
Alright. That guy just needs to die. Somebody kill him.
Who?
Freaking Dummy Brixer.
Oh, here. Half Earth Under. Oh man.
Someone needs to stab him. Please. Somebody do. I have no idea how to explain.
Also, another thing, people watching the stream, some of my reactions might be a bit delayed because the developers made it so after the first trial, you can't like share play with anyone. So that's why we're streaming it actually, so I can actually watch what we're saying.
What am I trying to spell?
So everything I'm seeing actually, is on a bit of a delay because I'm watching the same stream you guys are.
What am I? What?
We're just in a PlayStation party. Sorry if that threw you off.
Awesome. Oh. Alright, dude, this is harder than it looks. I don't even know how to spell it. What's that?
Schizo. S-C-H-I-Z-O.
I was gonna hit an O because they kept popping up. I saw like the letters that kept repeating themselves. This has gotta be it.
Is it because Genocide Jack has a split personality?
I think Bianca made a point to say what the police file said they think Genocide Jack has.
Huh?
I think I read that somewhere in the file too.
For some reason, people all confuse.
They thought that the suspect might have, what did they call it? Dissociative identity disorder.
Oh, okay. But still, don't say that about Miss Fukawa's.
Perfectly acceptable. Toko's strange behavior after seeing the body is proof enough that she has a split personality.
Oh. Yes, I know right. The one thing is just... her behavior changed.
I got it! You're talking about how she started acting totally different than usual, right?
That's right. Think back. She fainted when she saw Chihiro's corpse, and then, when she woke up...
She was acting funny, that's for sure.
Nah, you need a dog. You need that
completely
dog
disappeared.
Yeah, they have the tongue out with the dog felt in there. She's doing it wrong, actually.
Don't go assigning adjectives to my tongue without permission.
Yeah, now she's old.
Yeah.
Not to mention, once she regained consciousness and saw Chihiro's body again, she was utterly calm. In other words, within her is one personality that can handle blood, and one that obviously can't.
What can you do?
So when Toko trapped herself in her room, it's because she was scared of Genocide Jack?
Well, no. I got a whole bunch of, have you ever heard of the word fruities?
No.
They're made by Tootsie Rolls and there's different flavors.
Oh, maybe I did. Maybe.
They're delicious.
The reason she locked herself in her room wasn't to keep other people from getting in. It was to keep her other personality from getting out.
What?
Toko was afraid. Afraid of the murderous fiend inside of her. Of killing even more people.
I think so.
How?
I remember having him from there. I just can't remember what teacher.
Yeah. How can you know all this?
I do believe you misunderstood her. What she's trying to say isn't, how can you know all this?
I gotta piss like 5
No.
minutes.
What she wants to know is, how could you tell them?
Powerade and Gatorade makes me piss like a friggin' horse.
That was a lot of crap.
Last night, just before Monokuma gave his motive speech, Toko and I had a strange conversation. She told me a most interesting story. She said a murderous fiend lived within her, and she was afraid it could appear and attack at any time. And that trepidation is what's caused her to have such a bleak attitude.
That's some good Gatorade.
Isn't that right, Toko?
Powerade, I meant. Oh, I'm gonna sue.
This is all a lie. Right, Toko? You said you wouldn't tell anyone. What? You promised! I can't believe you lied!
You have only yourself to blame. You came to me with your tragic little story. I didn't ask you to. This is the real world, not some romantic fantasy fairy tale. Besides, you broke your promise first. You said that as long as you were here, no matter what, You wouldn't let Genocide Jack kill anyone. But in spite of that promise...
It's not worth rezzing. It's not. It's not worth rezzing. Oh my god. Freaking team.
You said if I kept my promise, you would go out with me.
Was a jerk.
That's the only reason I promised.
Just got Winston.
How many times do I have to tell you? I never said that, but you weren't able to do it. You just couldn't resist that rush you got from killing, could you?
Later.
I tried. I swear I tried
Probably be better
to control it.
We just straight say, oh, Coco is Genocide Jack.
But your efforts were useless.
Than,
what a disappointment.
I hate you.
Well,
than, like,
the opening act is nearly finished.
By sneezing,
all that's left is to hear from the person in question directly.
Hey, Toko, what the fuck happened to you?
Person? You don't...
Yeah, Virotron says, Yaki does have a little point. Sorry, I'm siding with the jerk, sorry.
What a waste of a nano boost.
Yeah.
Freaking nano boost to freaking piss off.
Well, hello there! Is it me you were hoping to see? What the heck?
What do you think?
So you figured it out, huh? Well, whatever. What are you gonna do? I'm the ultimate murderous fiend, Genocide Jack! Or better yet, let's go with Genocide Jill!
Totally disregarding this whole scene.
What the fuck is this?
Because that's what Jack didn't do. It wasn't killed in the fact.
What happened to you?
Well, it's also important to know about Genocide Jack. She's an important plot point later on.
Not Toko! That's a loser name! And what happened is a textbook split personality! So what if one of them happens to be a serial killer? You should turn a blind eye to one's fault.
Alright, you hyena.
Intense.
Like they say, sound in murderous mind, sound in murderous body!
This one is so different from the one we've come to know.
Yes, well, the world is composed of a front and a back, you know. Just like how every inning has a top and a bottom, or how in the depths of every truth lives a little lie.
Like at the very end.
Behind every dark and gloomy soul lives another that shines as bright as the sun!
Zephen already knows Toko survived because he knows about Vito's game, so I really don't care about saying like whether she lives or she dies.
Miss Jack, Jill, can I ask you a question?
What's up?
Some of us think you might be the mastermind behind our entire situation. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'll tell you, I am the mastermind of all masterminds! Just kidding!
It's not true?
Of course it's not true! How dare you try to link me to that creepazoid? And another thing, the police and government and society in the outside world are totally powerless! I mean, they just let this idiotic, bloodthirsty maniac go buck wild all over
town!
Love
Genocide Jack.
Sure, I'm a bloodthirsty maniac, but life is pain, right? To live is to hurt other people.
Like
it's a necessary evil if you want to survive. The act of living itself causes pain for everyone. Just kidding again!
This should be enough to convince you. This murderous fiend is responsible for Chihiro's death. There's clearly a motive, so there should be no doubt.
A motive?
That's when PlayStation resets for me.
Remember what Monokuma told us? If someone didn't murder and graduate within 24 hours, an embarrassing memory or secret would be revealed. Well, let's assume that Toko's secret was about Genocide Jack.
Give me an update. What are you thinking?
If a secret like that came to light, Toko's life would have undoubtedly been forever, so she had a very clear motive.
Interesting. Very, very, very
interesting. Who do you think is the actual killer? Still a name.
But sorry, as much as I hate to admit it, I'm not the culprit!
To make you feel better, it's not obvious.
But I cannot imagine anyone other than you could murder someone in such a bizarre fashion. Maybe so, but nevertheless, it's the truth.
Do you really expect any of us to believe you?
Yeah. I could never believe a word you say, you monster!
Somebody sit on my feet. There we go. Bringing up the good stuff.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone!
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things. Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking!
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely. What more proof do we need? Give it up. You killed her.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone!
You say that, but do you really...
Perhaps if you had an
When you compare your past murders, the modus operandi matches completely. What more proof do we need? Give it up. You killed her.
Come on. Goodbye again. Next one.
Sorry, but I...
You say that, but do you...
Perhaps if you had an... Oh, an elephant!
When you compare your past, the modus operandi matches completely.
No, I'm not seeing what you're reacting to.
Are the methods of murder really exactly the same? I'm not so sure about that.
These are booties out.
You would have clicked that the time before, but...
I think there's a slight difference between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
I'll just compare... How is it any different?
You don't know? Well then, human garbage, let me tell you! I murder with passion and conviction. I consider myself a professional, and I have a very particular way of doing things. Imagine you go to a fancy Italian restaurant. They're very picky about the noodles, the sauce, everything. But what happened to Chihiro? It'd be like if that same Italian restaurant started using ragu or Chef Boyardee.
Chef Boyardee, they're Chef Boyardee.
This is no creation of mine.
Let me rephrase that in a way that maybe makes more sense.
Because in number 2, they reference a specific game.
There are two clear differences between the Genocide Jack cases and this one. I got it! For one, the cause of death is different. In the Genocide Jack murders, all the victims were killed the same way. According to the case file, they were all apparently killed with a pair of scissors. But Chihiro died from a blow to the head, right?
Ah, yes. That is remarkably different from the other murders.
Wouldn't it be strange for someone who kills the same way without fail to suddenly change their method? And there's more. One more conflicting detail.
That's right! In my recipe of murder, if the bloody message is the tortellini, then the arrangement of the body would be the pesto sauce!
Could you please stop comparing killing people to cooking?
So, are you saying the other difference has to do with how the body was arranged?
Viewer Chan said, when you find out who the killer is, it is really not as you expected it would be. Don't think about that too much. Just keep it in the back of your mind. But what she said is true.
I got it! Do you remember what the killer used to suspend her? They used some kind of rope to hang her up by her wrists.
What is your point?
Well, in all the previous Genocide Jack cases, something else was used to suspend them. Specifically, pairs of razor-sharp scissors.
That magic can go through walls. What are you, freaking Goku?
And guess what? I used my own specially designed scissors for the murders and the arrangement. Like I said, a professional, so naturally I'm very picky about the tools I use. And you know what else? Big Mac said there's 2 differences, but he's wrong.
Big Mac? Are you referring to me?
You want to go, Mac?
Listen up, Big Mac. There's actually one more difference.
Huh?
My word, you really didn't notice? Take a look at who the victims were in each Genocide Jack case. There's a pattern there, just waiting to be discovered.
A pattern?
Figure that out, and it'll be plain as death why I couldn't have possibly killed that little lolly girl.
Just like the Big Mac comic. Yeah, Genocide Jill is up there with my favorite characters. It's so funny. Chihiro was her lover. Hey, I don't judge.
I got it! Is it because Chihiro was a girl?
Bingo! Bullseye! Right on the money!
Everyone's trying to play with this. My God.
In all the Genocide Jack cases, all the victims had something in common.
They were all guys?
Hey, also BRB. Hi. Yo.
That's right! The people I kill with such passion and conviction are all adorable little men! I can't believe I said it! I'm so embarrassed!
The hell is wrong with you?
I can't help it! I'm just a full-throttle boy-on-boy fangirl, and the mopey side of me just hates it!
Little
but
man.
now I'm on the fast track to becoming a full-fledged fan madam!
So, since Chihiro was a girl and not an adorable little man, you wouldn't kill her?
Would an Italian chef suddenly start making ramen just because they're both noodles? Don't be stupid. I have too much passion and conviction to cross that line. That's the absolute reality of a one and only.
We get it. You've clearly explained your hobby and your philosophy. But that's not all there is to it. It's a different matter entirely. When you're forced to kill in order to survive.
Quiet, lowly cur!
Lowly cur?
I would never kill for a reason as petty as mere survival. And if by some fluke I did kill to survive, why would I bother with the message and arrangement? It'd make me the obvious suspect!
That does make some amount of sense.
Has Kipper said a damn
Whatever reason I have for killing, I would never leave out my prized scissors. Who would go out of their way to use a big, stupid, heavy dumbbell? Maybe you used the dumbbell because you couldn't find any scissors in the school.
Word.
Any
Unless you shot her in the face with a tree explosion.
Don't just use any scissors. I only use my own set of high-class envy of the entire world. Scissors!
I just lost my contact.
Okay, whatever. There still aren't any in the school.
Damn! It was slick.
Are you sure about that?
Kyoko, bolt to the face.
She's fully equipped.
Oh, that's what it was. You know, if anybody survives you, well, I know people do. And Genocide Jack just told their whole thing. They can go to the police and be like, yeah, it's Genocide Jack. You wanna know how I know?
That's right! So I can kill anywhere, anytime!
Someone who fits the profile of Kyoko. So, whatever she's been doing to evade the cops, it's working.
Why would I resort to dumbbells or rope when I have my trusty scissors by my side? Go ahead, tell me I'm strong. You can't can you gutter dogs, all of you.
Alright, put the weapons down.
Not to mention, I have no clue how to tie a good knot. So rope's totally out of the question anyway.
And yes, she keeps her sister.
I have no idea what's going on anymore. Could such a heinous villain really be innocent?
But the body really was suspended, right? And nobody but the police knew about that.
Yeah. That's why we figured it had to be the real deal and not some copycat killer or whatever.
Yes, we all know you respect Byakuya, but that's not it.
Here's my answer. Byakuya, it's possible you could have found out, isn't it?
His microphone is echoing very bad, and we're already sitting in this room anyway.
You'd have no problem gaining access to classified government documents or internal police records. Plus, you've already looked through the Genocide Jack file before this all happened, hadn't you?
How does the killer afflict Genocide Jack?
Are you saying Mr. Togami did it?
I don't know if this killer
Then, the reason he pushed the theory of Genocide Jack being the killer so hard was because he wanted to pin the crime on her.
So, he rearranged the scene to disguise it and make it look like I put my stamp on it. The adorable glasses man was behind it all. Oh, I'm on fire!
I'm on fire, but that's after the hill.
Well, Byakuya, what's your response?
I see. So now the suspicion falls on me. Then I must ask, when would you say I began acting suspicious? Surely you must have an answer.
I'm on fire, that's what the real reason.
Oh, watch my curry.
Oh.
You must have fun for this. I'm on fire.
I don't think I've ever been on fire as a 3 hour. As long as
Looking back and thinking about it now, the way you were acting right before we discovered the body was a little strange. You wanted to go to the girls' locker room right away,
That's
right?
not true.
I should have naturally thought of the boys' locker room first. Is that what you want to say? The victim was Chihiro, a girl. Hence why I said we should check the girls' locker room.
Nothing strange about that, I'd say.
On the contrary, there's something very strange.
Okay then, what's so strange about it?
She's looking like dumbfounded Celeste over there.
Go ahead. Share with the rest of the class.
They don't change like the instructions someone's doing unless like they say something else. Or unless like the scene resets. Yeah, she still looks like you just murdered a kitten in front of her eyes. Well, actually, she probably like curved on the kid too. So. Another new element. If you aim at a Wii spot and hold triangle, you'll memorize that Wii spot. And this threw me off. I'll give you a tip. If you see the truth bolts you get are the same as the last non-stop debate, you most likely have to memorize. Because I kept thinking, okay, they gave me a score, I'm going to use it a lot, right? You don't use it as much as you might think.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting
also, say
weird.
he memorize a phrase from the very end of a
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room,
you absolutely take it! That's a natural reaction for any guy!
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl. So of course I would suggest we check the girls' locker room first. There was no time for pointless distractions. What's so strange about that?
I wish you'd taken me with you.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird...
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out, that's unnatural.
The victim, what so? Of course I would. There was no time. What's so strange?
I wish you'd taken me with you.
Oh yeah, Junio once.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body.
Shoot!
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird, but he was acting weird.
If you're
you memorize a phrase and then use that phrase on
to check out the girls' locker room.
That's unnatural.
So the victim was Chihiro, so of course I would suggest we... There was no time. What's so strange?
I wish you'd taken me with you.
Yo, they need to do some better manual scripting. I need to write these guys and be like, your shit sucks.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found
any
the
problem
body.
may happen.
But he was acting
That's why
weird.
part of me likes number 2 better.
How?
It's
if
also
you're presented with the opportunity,
that's unnatural.
The victim was Chihiro, who was so of course I would suggest we check the locker room first. There was no time. What's so strange?
I wish you'd taken me with you.
You gotta see that BS, it goes through the weight. Straight up.
I'm sorry, man.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird
serious?
before we found the body.
Serious?
But he was acting weird.
Through the weight.
You're presented with the opportunity.
Through this.
That's unnatural.
The victim
was Chihiro,
who was a girl.
Fuck, I want to do it.
Of course I would suggest we
Restart.
check that there was no time. What's so strange?
I wish you'd taken me with you.
I feel bad for the people watching this.
Like, it's not even my fault though. That
So,
shit
you
should have
said
hit.
Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting...
I
If you're
apologize for
presented
any
with the
mistakes.
opportunity,
That's unnatural. The victim, what
so of course I would suggest
we check the girls' locker room first. There was no time for pointless distraction.
I don't
What's so strange?
understand.
taking me with you.
These controls suck.
It's because it was disappearing. It's because it was disappearing.
I guess.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before
This
we
game
found the
got the
body.
words just like you see my time. Like, somebody needs to rewrite this code. Damn, you bad.
That's unnatural.
The victim
was Chihiro,
who was a
I didn't even
girl.
hold it down.
So
What do you
of course I
mean?
would suggest we
Alright.
check the girls' locker room. There was no time. What's so strange?
I wish you'd taken me with you.
So, you said
Having
Byakuya was
PTSD.
acting kind of
But
weird
this shit
before
shouldn't
we
have
found
took
the
this
body.
But he was acting... If you're presented with the opportunity to check...
That's unnatural reaction.
The victim was Chihiro.
You hold the first one down. And
No, it's wrong.
Yeah, that's what I did. And it wanted to analyze it. I'm like, what are you doing?
I'll tell you what's so strange about that. Because
I'm telling
up
you
until
guys,
we
these
actually
controls
discovered the
suck.
body, we couldn't have known who the victim was. So your claim that
No,
he went
I
to the
kid you
girls'
not,
locker
guys.
room first
Honestly,
because
man,
Chihiro
these
was the victim
controls are-
doesn't hold up.
Shook's like cheering you on, man.
It's
Yes,
so-
no, oh my god, there you go.
It's so bad.
I see.
I apologize.
That's a
This is
good
really your
answer,
experience with this
I
game.
must admit.
It's a great game. These controls are booty dance sound.
Either way, because I've seen.
Interesting. Very interesting indeed. But your reasoning is still too weak.
Huh? The controls are so good on friggin' the Vita.
What's wrong? Is that it? Surely you've got more than that. Go ahead. Show us. What's the matter? You're not finished already, are you?
There is. I think.
There is more to it. Think about it.
There you go.
We just talked about the differences between this case and past Genocide Jack incidents.
The best part of the trial, in her opinion,
The proof you're looking for is
Byakuya
hidden in there.
is somehow involved.
Oh?
Or
Proof that I'm the culprit, you
I
mean?
was just talking. For fucking once.
That's our Zephaniah. How about you randomly, when you randomly spin it, you see like Monokuma laughing.
What? The difference between the cases? You want me to explain it again?
Also, if this was going by the 10-minute
When
rule,
I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors. And I use those same scissors to arrange the body.
But Chihiro was suspended with... It was some kind of rope. Was it not?
That's right! It absolutely was!
Then there must be something very fishy indeed about that rope.
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it from, huh?
I'd never seen that rope before in my life.
Lie.
Obviously, somebody else must have had it hidden away somewhere.
I feel like I've missed something. I did say though, I did say before.
You want me to explain when I want to kill, and I use those same
But Chihiro was something
Dude, you have to shoot on the side of...
Hey, Byakuya, I've never seen
that rope before in my life.
For shooting.
No, wrong. Actually, I'm pretty sure you have seen it before because
it's
you've
easy on
seen
PC
that
right
rope.
click
Or should I say,
the white noise, and then left click shoots the truth bolt.
No, true bolt the triangle. X is like the freaking to interact with the purple.
I know.
that extension cord?
What? An extension cord?
Yakuya, you've used the extension cord in the library more than once, haven't you? And the same extension cord that was in the library all this time went missing after the murder. And there's no way someone who uses that extension cord as much as you do wouldn't discover that fact.
And Byakuya must be the one who took the extension cord. I can't imagine any other possibility.
That's really what you think? Then your conclusion is something like this? I killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, then hung her up and wrote that bloody message. I intentionally made it look like Genocide Jack was behind it. Is that about right? What's wrong? I asked you if you think that's what happened.
Hell yes, that's what happened. So that's it, right? Byakuya's the killer.
I don't disagree with not disagreeing.
He kept calling this a game, right? So he'd be totally willing to do something like this to win.
Sorry, but could we hold on just a second? I think we need to talk about this a little more.
Huh? Do we really need to? We've already decided who did it.
It's our lives at stake, boy.
I know, but still. There's something that's still bothering me.
It's so real life. Everyone really
That's right. And what, pray tell, is still bothering me? I killed her in the girls' locker room, then disguised my crime. Specifically, I dressed it up to make it look like it was the work of a homicidal psychopath. What about all that bothers you?
Knowing that, I'm pretty sure you didn't do it. You risked your own freaking life. You're fucking stupid.
He did get himself unnecessarily involved.
Like they could, if they didn't have like Makoto, they would be like, "Oh, you did it. We're all dead. Hey, I graduated because y'all."
No, I think in this instance, I think if Makoto wasn't there, Kyoko would have.
Oh yeah, Kyoko. Yeah, he's right. I forgot.
She knows significantly more than you know at this point. She already has an idea of who the killer is. I'll go ahead and say that.
I forgot Kyoko's name.
I got it! You say you killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, right? But are you sure about that? Isn't it possible that the murder took place somewhere else?
How disappointing. What kind of question is that? Even in the world of disappointments, this is a true letdown. She was found dead in the girls' locker room. There is absolutely no question about that. How could the scene of the crime have been anywhere else?
Well, I think it's entirely possible that she was killed somewhere else.
Oh yeah, reviewer
then carried there later.
Flash trials are even longer in Danganronpa 2.
Along with the rest of the murder scene.
Over 2 hours.
The rest of the murder scene?
In the middle of it. There's like an intermission.
That was awfully specific.
In the third
Please tell me you have a reason for saying all of that.
I believe I do.
Nah. I want to play that game. That sounds interesting as fuck. Thank you for that info, guys.
Hey! Don't just move on without permission! What do you mean she was killed somewhere else?
Come on,
I don't know anything about Danganronpa V3.
If there's any chance the murder took place somewhere else, let's see the proof.
I got it! The proof that she was killed somewhere else is the poster that's hanging in each locker room.
There's a lot of evidence.
Your proof is some posters?
The poster in the girls' locker room was a picture of a big-boobed supermodel. But don't you think that's kind of strange?
Danganronpa V3 is really good. Apparently it's the final game. Well, the ending made it seem like it was the final game. See, I heard that
why would the girls' locker room have a poster like
it's
that?
It's just the ending of the Hope's Keep part.
I bet those massive jugs of hers were totally fake!
Danganronpa games for a while.
Meanwhile, the boys' locker room had a poster of the super popular boy band Tornado.
I've never seen the ending.
Again, that doesn't really seem to belong in a boys' locker room.
So you're saying that maybe the posters were switched?
And there's one other thing I noticed about the locker rooms.
I'll get around to it, man. I'll get around to it.
Like, those games aren't that big on Batman, though. Like, sure, like, you are him, but, like, it's not no, like, VR. It's more than, like, the VR game.
Yeah.
By, like, you know what I'm talking about, right, Sakura?
Well, yeah, because the VR game is, like, an hour long.
You're referring to my protein coffee,
no, just what you do, like, you have to figure things out, you have to go in detective mode, figure, like, how someone got murdered.
Okay.
And then, like, to find another crime scene where someone else got murdered. Scan them. Be like,
While I was in the girls' locker room, but I noticed that after the murder, the stain had been totally scrubbed away.
Again, I was hoping to get around to it eventually. It's on my list of games I want to start playing. Yeah, the Danganronpa 3 anime was called Danganronpa 3, End of Host Academy. I did watch it. I watched, technically all 3 parts of it. Despair side, Future side, and then Hope side. The Hope side is literally just the finale episode, so I could just consider it 2 sides.
Oh!
Yep, that was what I was telling you earlier. Evidence, there's an evidence where the stain is gone, there's an evidence where the stain is there. That you got from the boys' locker.
Shit, I think
shoot!
That's the wrong one.
Random crap. Literally.
I got it! The stain on the girls' locker room carpet wasn't scrubbed away. In fact, I found it on the boys' locker room carpet.
That's definitely the stain from my protein coffee.
Then, does that mean that the carpets were switched too? But why would anyone do that?
What are you thinking, though? What do you want?
She could have been murdered. She was murdered.
But how is that possible?
To move the murder scene from one locker room to the other. It's certainly plausible. Don't you think?
Broken?
Reasons. How do you say that?
In other words, in order to completely swap the scene of the crime, the blood-stained poster and carpet were moved along with the dead body. By doing this, the killer was able to change the entire room where the murder took place.
I can certainly follow your reasoning, but why would the culprit bother doing that?
Huh?
Why would they go through all that trouble of switching the scene of the crime? Actually, an even bigger question. If the murder did take place in the boys' locker room, then how did Chihiro get in the boys' locker room in the first place? To get into the locker rooms, you have to swipe your e-handbook across the card reader device.
There's the baseball stuff in his cranium.
But Chihiro's handbook should have only allowed her access to the girls' locker room.
A dime a dozen.
She had no way to get into the boys' locker room to begin with.
Goes from the photo side, and the spare arc is hanging up with two characters.
No, she did have a way, and I can tell you what it was.
The Hope arc, which is like the final episode.
I highly doubt
I
that.
consider that a part of the future arc.
Shut up! I'm telling you, I know how she could have done it.
Photos part because the spare arc is a prequel to all of Danganronpa. And then the Hope arc, or future arc or whatever, is the conclusion to the Hope.
Is it really possible?
Like, it concludes everything.
Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
The Hope arc
I got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook! She was the ultimate programmer, after all.
It's Red Rage.
I'm sure that would have been no problem for her.
No, I don't think that's it. She used this thing out.
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course.
Possible.
If she had that, she could get into the boys' locker room no problem.
Is it really? Could Chihiro really?
She must have hacked her e-handbook.
Oh, I got it. I would have used that point.
Is it really? Could Chihiro really?
She must have hacked. She was the ultimate. I'm sure that would have.
No, I don't. She used this thing. I'm talking about
Leon's handbook, of course.
No, it's wrong.
It was Leon's handbook.
No, I don't think Chihiro used Leon's handbook.
Why not?
Because Leon's handbook was broken.
Oh. Well, then, yeah, I guess that'd be pretty impossible, huh?
I am struck silent by how quickly you gave up.
Plus, isn't there a regulation against using someone else's handbook?
Actually, the rule states that loaning your handbook is prohibited. It says nothing about borrowing one. In other words, you could borrow a dead person's handbook all you want, and you'd be safe.
Yup. Hit the nail square on the noggin.
Of course, if it were broken, that wouldn't make any sense anyway.
So then, she must have hacked hers, like I said. She used her ultimate programmer skills and...
You can't fix an e-handbook. The instant you open one up, a security buzzer starts blaring.
So, if she didn't use Leon's handbook, and she didn't modify her own handbook...
Maybe Mr. Naegi's initial assumption is
We're getting some interesting things here.
It seems like there's no way she could have got into the boys' locker room. So I guess so.
Okay then, I vote for Byakuya.
Hold on a second. I agree with you, though. I think you're on the right track.
What the... You finally decide to open your mouth and that's what you've got to say? There's no way she could get in the boys' locker room, right? So...
Why are you so sure she couldn't get in?
This is my favorite part of the trial right
There's
here.
still one other way she could have gained access.
What?
What are you talking about? What other way is there?
Well, to explain that, why don't we take a little break from the trial? I'd like you all to come see something.
Wait. Just what do you think you're doing?
Don't worry. This'll make the whole trial more exciting. I'm sure that thought must please you.
Huh? It'll make things more exciting?
Taking a break? That isn't really like...
Well, alright then. I declare an official class trial recess.
We're more than halfway done.
Huh? For real?
Now then, what is it you want to show us? It better not be boring or I'll be very unhappy.
Oh, I have no doubt it'll meet your lofty expectations. So, shall we go?
What do you think? What do you think she's gonna show us?
I have my suspicions.
Go ahead and jot a few ideas out.
The girls' locker room?
I
You've already searched this place top to bottom! What are you trying to pull, Missy?
I'd like you to examine the victim's body one more time. Be sure to examine the entire body very carefully.
Examine her carefully. No way, no way, no way, no way, no way!
It's probably best if I don't run my hands all over a girl's dead body.
There you go.
It's not that I'm creeped out or anything, it's just based on religious grounds, you know?
Very well. I'll do it.
But you're a girl. You shouldn't have to touch a dead body. Just let one of the boys do it.
No, it's okay. I think Chihiro would rather have a girl examine her.
In my book, this is the second best part of this trial.
So just leave this to me.
Because it completely changes the rest of the trial.
What is this? Some kind of secret girl-on-girl action? Is that what you two are about? That's not it at all. Stop screwing around.
Okay, here I go.
Shook says this
I'm
part is
sorry,
crazy.
Chihiro. Please excuse the intrusion.
Be sure to check her entire body, and I believe we will solve this particular mystery.
Kyoko, what the hell are you doing?
Her entire body. I know
this
you
makes me go
say
to how
that,
you
but...
found this.
What? This is...
She's turning Broly! It's the legendary Super Saiyan!
What is it?
That's like exactly Broly's transformation. Can't tell me it's not.
Kakarot!
Not possible. It's not possible. This girl is
what?
Is a boy!
I see. So she was actually a he.
Oh, I did not expect that.
You're joking, right?
I wouldn't joke about this.
Just a bit.
Ben,
Okay.
it's really true?
Chihiro was a guy?
Oh, what? You guys didn't know? Heck, I knew that right off the bat.
Of course you
Chihiro Fujisaki was totally a guy.
That clears stuff up now. Which explains why he didn't want to practice with them, because...
Yep. The thing is, Monokuma knows almost everything about us. So Monokuma knew straight from the rip
I wish I
Chihiro
had
was a guy.
killed him. So that's what Kyoko wanted to show
And
everyone,
all the
huh?
handbooks have to have true information in them.
Yes, that certainly does make things much more exciting. Now let's ride this wave of excitement back to the courtroom and get back to the
Well, Shook
trial.
Interviewer-chan said plot twist. Yeah.
I do apologize for keeping you waiting. Now then, let's resume the class trial. We've all just learned of the shocking revelation that Chihiro was actually a boy. Let's pick up from there.
Yes, well, I don't know his reason for hiding it, but the fact is, Chihiro was not a girl, but a boy.
So, that means
You're still taken aback.
Chihiro was able to walk in the boy's thing, which explains...
He never hung out with any of the girls. He hung out with the guy, and he didn't want to train with any of the girls. He never said anything about training with any of the guys. So his handbook would read male.
And because the victim was male,
That way,
he would have
if
had
he
no
weren't training with any
problem
of the
gaining
girls,
access to the
he would have
boys'
to go
locker
into the
room.
boys' locker room.
Assuming his handbook did, in fact, list his gender as male, then yes, that would be true.
Of course his handbook said he was a boy. He dressed like a girl, but he was a boy through and through.
Again, since we're
So
on delay,
then, there should
I'm
be
saying
no
things
issue with
that I don't
Makoto's
see.
initial assertion.
Meanwhile, they just explain it right after I say it.
The victim was killed in the boys' locker room, and was then later moved to the girls' locker
They
room.
explain
And the killer could
why
have
he was a
easily
cross-dresser
used Sayaka or
after the
Junko's
trial.
handbook to
Well,
get
after
into the girls' locker
after, like,
room.
the verdict was done.
So Chihiro really was killed in the boys' locker room?
I still don't understand the motive for moving the body, but yes, that does seem plausible.
Well, I must admit, I did find it rather odd. I knew he felt a little off. There was a certain incongruity to his female body.
Dead man's junk. Oh, man. I have to burn my hands off.
This is the most titillating situation!
I have to burn my hands. I can't use them.
So now everything has been connected. All the mysteries have finally become clear.
And
you can't really judge off of that.
Well, no, guys do have a slightly different skeletal structure than girls.
Okay, well, connected or clear or whatever. We still think you're the killer, remember?
Very interesting. This
he's off in his own little world.
It's gonna sound gross for me to know this, but I did the free time. I did everyone's like ending in the other mode, and the other ending, and endings of the other mode.
What about you, Makoto? After everything we've learned, do you still think Byakuya is the killer?
You won't see his cock and balls. Of course. If you were to wear panties, you definitely see bulge. So he actually wears like old lady bloomers under his skirt, which is why his skirt like naturally is fluffed out.
Well, without a doubt, Byakuya is the one that made Chihiro's death look like Genocide Jack did it.
About this. He noticed there was something odd about his skeleton, like his physique.
I'm about to say, like, hands be on fire. Burn them off. Burn them off.
But I think he might not actually be the killer after all.
Wrong. I need more bleach. Bleach, boy. Bleach.
What? But aren't you the one who accused him in the first place?
Nah, like, it's a...
He just seems to be
like, that's narrative in 10 times worse. Because he would
like he's enjoying solving the mystery.
Dead man's... Stop. Dead. Like...
The way he's acting, it makes it seem like it doesn't have anything to do with it.
And you think that might be because it doesn't have
like,
anything
that
to
could
do
have been
with
like a Bleach commercial. What? You just like hear the hand hit the, you see the Bleach arm hit the tail. Bleach.
Plus, the evidence he left behind was a little too... How can I put it? Overt. He consciously chose to use the extension cord, knowing it could connect him to the murder. At least, that's how I see it. And Byakuya, when you found out the murder took place in the boys' locker room, it seemed to rattle you. And then again, when you found out Chihiro was actually a guy, if you really were the killer, that stuff wouldn't have had any effect on you.
So that's your thinking, huh? Well, it bothers me that you don't have more concrete reasons. It's fine. I guess I'll mark it as correct, for the time being.
Mark it as correct?
He's right. I am not the culprit. I just happened to come across the corpse in the girls' locker room and decided to alter it.
Oh yes, Byakuya is saying it's not wrong.
Are you fucking with us right now?
No, I am not effing with you right now. I'm telling you the truth.
Well, I find it very hard to believe.
Go ahead. Find it very hard to believe. You're free to be executed along with the rest of us.
If you're really telling the truth, then why? Why do you do that to his body?
He's a homophobe.
My reasons hardly matter right now. Uncovering the culprit is much more important, wouldn't you say?
Stuff like the fact that he actually censored saying effing.
Now then, if it wasn't me, who was it?
I'm not sure if he's a homophobe.
Well,
I don't think it's ever stated.
I don't think we can say for sure without talking about it a little more.
If anything, I actually think Chihiro is straight.
We're seriously gonna keep going? We're all good, aren't we? I thought it was clear Byakuya did it.
In
No, I'm with Makoto. If there's any doubt whatsoever, we need to explore every possibility.
Characters?
Because if we're wrong, we all die here.
Oh yeah, they look cute in that outfit.
That's true.
Very well then. I'm with you too.
Did you mean to say girl?
Well, Chihiro, from the perspective of knowing that he's a
damn straight. Count me in.
I think he likes girls.
Do you not have a mind of your own?
You said guy in your explanation.
Oh, sorry.
Of course I do.
Whenever you talk about
what am I, an ant or something?
Anyway, let's discuss this all as a group one more time. We still have time to make our decision.
That's very true.
Alright.
Our lives are all on the line.
I don't judge.
Excellent. Then shall we resume our game of hide and seek?
Your proclivities are your proclivities. You're going freaking raiding.
Yes, could also get it. Then he's way too condescending.
No, thank you.
Heroes at least humble.
I got
it! Which has to be somebody with a guy with enough brute force to smack somebody over the head with a dumbbell and kill somebody instantly.
Well, that's not really that hard to find. Dumbbells are actually very
Oh yeah.
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Well, clues are one thing, but did nobody get a look at the killer?
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point. Even that might be enough for now.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
It's over. It's all over. You want to know who saw the victim? The killer. And only the killer. And it's not like they're just gonna turn themselves in. Game over, man. Game over.
No, not game over.
Alright, that guy's totally loose.
Isn't there a single
I feel like this game could have been dropped.
Someone saw the
killer that perhaps someone saw the victim.
Had this character in the game.
All we need right now is any kind of new info.
Alright. I feel like I'm agreeing with these statements, and that's not what you're supposed to do.
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Wait, what? I'm agreeing with these statements. Why?
No,
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it? Well, did nobody get...
Sure, if someone saw the
killer. Perhaps someone saw the victim at some...
Yeah.
It's over. You want to know who saw the killer. And only the killer. And it's not like they're just gonna turn themselves.
Game over, man!
No, not game over.
Isn't there a single clue that... Well, did nobody get...
I'm sure someone saw the...
Perhaps someone saw the victim at...
Yeah.
It's over. You want to know who saw the killer.
Only the killer.
See, I need to... Not agree.
That's actually a feature that's in there too.
I believe someone else did see the victim before he was murdered. What do you think, Celeste?
Different color. You know, just say, I agree with that or something like that.
Now that you mention it, yes, I did see him.
Really?
Oh, but I suppose only Makoto knows about this. The rest of you had no idea, did you? That is why you're all making such ugly noises.
Whatever! Just hurry up and tell us!
It was last night, right before nighttime. I saw Chihiro in the dormitory warehouse. I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag. And then, I assume, he headed off to exercise.
Who? She's that goth lawless stuff.
We didn't find anything like that at the murder scene.
Alright, same diff.
It seems likely that the culprit destroyed them to get rid of any evidence.
And that is when he said something that struck me as
Sorry, I find
rather
anyone that
odd.
just is God.
I don't think many people do it nowadays.
I hope not.
If I saw someone who was in a slut on the street,
Chihiro told me he was in a hurry.
Godzilla dropped it really. I got on my tail and just like fly towards him.
Nah, if I seen somebody with Celeste, I gotta watch out, you know. Look all around the place. Cause, she looks like the Imperial Wizard.
But why would he be in a hurry?
So, Mr. Fujisaki was on his way to meet someone, and then they were going to work out together?
But Hina and I had invited him to exercise with us plenty of times, and he always declined.
Probably because he was afraid you'd find out the secret he was hiding, right?
Which means that conversely, he must have trusted whoever he was meeting with very much. Enough so that he was willing to risk his
theory.
What a marvelous friendship!
That meaning that Chihiro was kind of secret was so good. They couldn't let
I will say.
The point is, whoever he met up with is the culprit, right? So we just gotta figure out who it was.
Reviewer John, what happened since you left?
But knowing what we know, I can't even guess.
Finally, Yaku was not involved. The murderer is a guy, and then everyone's like, "Oh, we have no evidence."
No,
and we brought up
you already have what you need to make the
connection.
connection.
Chihiro the night of her death. It's death.
Huh?
It's death.
You know who the killer is.
Seriously? Who is it? Who's the killer?
Think back to the track jacket and duffel bag the killer disposed of. Focus on the details of these items, and it should become obvious who was waiting for him.
Are you sure about that? You really think we can figure out who did it based on 2 pieces of evidence that we don't have?
What? You want to track down some fingerprints or something?
Even if we had the equipment for that, we wouldn't know how to use it.
As was noted, the evidence is already gone. There's nothing to get fingerprints from.
Maybe, but we can make certain inferences if we just take the time to talk it out.
Easy for you to say.
Hard Batman.
But fine. Celeste,
Detective skills on.
did you notice anything special about the bag or jacket?
I heard killers as well. I am very happy.
The bag was
Well, I'm not happy with
just a normal duffel bag from the warehouse. All the bags in there are the same, so I can't imagine what would make that one special.
Well, if I remember right, there was a decent variety of tracksuits to choose from. Do you think there might be some connection between the culprit and Chihiro's jacket?
Perhaps. Let's explore that and talk a bit more about the jacket he took.
Pay attention. The killers have to make themselves known.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise.
I'm timing what I'm saying correctly.
So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a tracksuit. Cause exercising sucks.
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
Did any of that really help us get any closer to figuring out who the culprit is?
No way. Not a chance.
You heard him, right? What he just said without even realizing it?
There's something weird about anything anyone's saying.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
Sook said, yup, he slipped up.
I don't even have a tracksuit. Cause exercising sucks.
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse.
Did any of that really help us?
No way. Not a chance.
First of all, we know that he was on his way, so next week, why did he choose?
What do you mean?
I got it! It matched the one that comes.
So, what, the killer was wearing the same blue? My tracksuit is black.
How are you randomly saying? My tracksuit is black.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise, so next we have to ask, why did he choose?
What do you mean, the specific track?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a tracksuit.
Cause exercising.
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
Did any of that really help us get any closer to figuring?
No way. Not a chance.
You heard him, right? What he just said without even realizing it?
He's getting it, guys.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was. He was on his way to go exercise. So next is why did he choose the specific?
What do you mean, the specific?
I got it! It matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a tracksuit.
Cause exercising.
I have a white track. I got it from the
Did any of that really help us?
No way. Not a chance.
You heard him, right?
I got it.
First of all, he was on his way, so next is why did he choose?
What do you mean?
I got it! It matched the one.
So,
the killer was wearing the same blue track.
No, that's wrong. Hold on a second, Mondo. What did you just say?
Huh?
There it is.
What'd I say?
That is where he slipped up.
When Celeste testified a few minutes ago,
Celeste did mention
said,
when you were collecting evidence, the tracksuit was blue. No one said it during the trial.
She never said anything about the jacket's color. So why did you say Chihiro's blue tracksuit?
What are you? You just...
Hey, Celeste. What color was Chihiro's tracksuit?
As a matter of fact, it was blue.
The reason why I didn't click in my head, because I was looking at that picture, and they were at the same time. So I just assumed it was set up.
And before we began the trial, did you tell anyone that?
The only one I told about any of this was you.
Then, Mondo, how did you know what color Chihiro's tracksuit was?
Because I'm sure he saw the clothes at some point in the investigation.
No, that can't be it. The bag and clothes were surely disposed of by the time we began our investigation.
Then the only reason he could have known what color the tracksuit was is if he saw Cherry with it before he died! That's the only possibility!
Cherry? Are you talking about Chihiro?
So, how about it? Did you see the tracksuit or didn't you?
Just by chance. I just happened to see it last night. He walked past me, and he was carrying the tracksuit in his hands.
No, that can't be it either. According to Celeste's testimony, when Celeste noticed it, Chihiro made a point of making sure the jacket was completely in the back. If you just ran into him briefly, you couldn't possibly have seen what color the tracksuit was.
It would appear you've dug your own grave.
Perhaps. But you handed him the shovel, didn't you? That's why you said what you did. Focus on the tracksuit and it'll be obvious who he met with? What a bunch of nonsense.
Ah, now I understand. It was all one big bluff, wasn't it? Your true intention
was to draw a slip of the tongue from the culprit. That's why you said you knew who did it. To put them on edge.
That's right. However, Mondo was my target all along. I had my suspicions about him from the very beginning.
But why? What made you so suspicious?
That's a good question.
This is a hard question. Obviously, it's not flat.
Because I hate him. He's acting so mean.
There was a certain turning point that tipped me off. Maybe you didn't notice it, Mondo, but you tend to refer to men and women differently. You only call guys dude. For girls, it's chick. And after he was killed, you happened to refer to him as dude. Once I picked up on that, it occurred to me that Mondo knew something we didn't.
You notice such a tiny detail?
Good stuff.
Are you a witch? She's a witch! You're positively frightful!
No, I'm not the frightful one. Not nearly as frightful as someone capable of murdering a friend.
Mondo, was it really you?
Okay,
Did
yeah,
you really
in this game you have to be an eye for detail.
kill
I didn't kill anyone! You've been all over me, judging everything I say, putting words in my mouth. What gives you the right to treat me like a goddamn criminal?
Yeah! He would never do something like that! This is a false accusation!
It's true. My reasoning on that is pretty shaky.
That was fast.
Well, this does present us with a problem. It seems we are all out of leads.
My time has nearly come. That's what my little ghost friend is telling me.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Hifumi, weren't you telling me you'd found some evidence?
Really? What kind of evidence?
Actually, now that I'm thinking about it here calmly, it might not be all that relevant.
What kind of reference that little ghost friend references. But,
jeez, does your confidence just get up and walk away? It's fine, man. Just tell us.
Or maybe he's referring to Sissy Game.
If you really insist, then... here it is. What do you... It happens to be an e-handbook. I found it laying on the ground, so I scooped it up.
I got it! We know Chihiro's handbook was missing from the scene of the crime, right?
For a fact.
For a fact indeed. I was totally sure I'd found it.
Then it must hold some clue about the culprit, right?
Well, that's what I was hoping. But it's busted. It won't even turn on.
I imagine the culprit broke it to get rid of any evidence after the murder.
That's odd. I didn't think the handbooks were quite so fragile.
You're right. They're not.
Kuma did mention it had a weakness.
They're totally waterproof and shock resistant. It would take an awful lot to break one.
And yet, this one does appear to be broken, as is Leon's, sitting useless in the main hall. For all your confidence, that is a remarkably high failure rate.
Do you think there might be some kind of mystery in there somewhere? How, precisely, did the handbooks get broken?
I got it! You already told us before that the handbook has one weak point, didn't you?
Yeah! You remember that? Sure, maybe I let that slip, but I never told anyone what the weak point actually was.
But if the handbook is supposed to never break, and two of them broke in quick succession, then
we can only assume that someone's figured out its weakness. You know what the weakness is, right, Monokuma? So, what is it?
Huh? You're asking me?
I think it's a necessary piece of information if you want this to be a fair trial.
But if I tell you, and someone else decides to copy it, that would be very not good.
Just tell us already! Why would we want to break our own handbooks?
Oh well, I have a weakness for pushy demands. But you're sure you won't follow their example? Then allow me to make a special announcement. The weak point of my cutting-edge e-handbook is... when it's exposed to high temperatures for too long, it will suffer a meltdown and totally break! I flippin' knew it!
You knew it? Yeah, because I found the handbook laying on the floor of the
sauna. The temperature in the sauna can reach over 200 degrees. Strange how you don't get burned, huh?
You know, this guy is doing some hard training with the bro over there.
It's because as your sweat evaporates, it creates a cooling layer of air around your skin. If the hot air of the sauna were somehow pushed directly onto your skin, you'd definitely get fried. That layer of air would get blown away. That's why you may feel a burning when you move around. So when you're in a sauna, make sure to keep nice and still.
Interesting. I learned one new fact today.
That is a mere trifling speck of knowledge.
Anyway, if you found the victim, the killer must have been purposely trying to raise its temperature in order to break it.
Meaning the culprit somehow knew its weakness.
But how'd they find out? Monokuma said he didn't tell anyone, right?
Indeed.
Quite the... What if they found out by accident?
What do you mean by accident?
What if the killer took their own handbook into the sauna, not knowing its weakness, and it broke?
So, could that mean that instead of Leon's handbook being broken, it's Mondo's handbook, and Mondo now has Leon's handbook?
They'd realize it was broken, of course, and it wouldn't be hard to figure out why.
Interesting points you bring up.
And once they had Chihiro's handbook, they knew they had an easy way to dispose of it.
I won't say it's not possible, but who would have done something like that? I don't know of anyone who took their handbook into the sauna.
I might know someone who did. Whoa! See, I think the one who may have taken their handbook...
It was me!
Here's my answer! Mondo, your handbook got broken in the sauna, didn't it?
What? Why? Why do you keep accusing him?
Mondo and Taka had an endurance contest in the sauna not too long ago, remember? And for the contest, Mondo just so happened to keep his school uniform on. But little did he realize, he'd also left his handbook in one of his uniform pockets. And when it was all over, Mondo discovered that taking your handbook into the sauna could easily destroy it.
I'm ready to fight you, Lord Theorist. Let's go.
No, wait, hold on. You've got it all wrong. He would never kill... I don't accept this. Show me the proof. The actual solid proof.
Next chapter. Taka goes Super Saiyan. This was made before Super Saiyan God was going to see. Yes, we are getting close to the end.
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook. In other words,
If Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine!
See? Look! Makoto was wrong after all! Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
Well, I have to make
in other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine!
See? Look! Makoto was wrong after all! Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
I feel like they need to give you more.
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
Well, that's good.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine!
The more, quote you to make the settings.
See? Look! Makoto was wrong after all!
And also, like, more weak spots help.
Shit!
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine!
Don't quote me on
See? Look! Makoto was wrong after all! Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
I'll get my own birthday.
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo,
you broke your own. In other words, if then that proves.
Well, my goddamn handbook. See? Makoto was wrong. Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
Shit, I missed it. What the freak?
Let's test if what he says you broke your own. In other words, if then that proves.
Well, my goddamn handbook.
See? Look! Makoto was wrong after all! Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
They died out here. It's like,
yeah, there'd be definitely nothing.
Let's test Makoto's
if what he said you broke your own. In other words, if then that proves.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine!
Or not.
Shit!
I always find it funny whenever you're like fast forwarding.
Let's test Makoto's assertion.
If what he said you broke your own. In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually then that proves.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine!
Oh. Shook sent a message saying you're not supposed to memorize any
Makoto was wrong after all!
After you memorize
Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
I have all these. I think I remembered memorizing something here, but I may have remembered me doing that wrong.
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
They already gave you the bullet.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine!
See? Look! Makoto was wrong after all! Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
Let's test if what he said you broke your own. In other words, if then that proves.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine!
See? Look! Makoto was wrong after all!
Or not.
Shit!
Need a variation.
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If
There
what
should be
he says
words
is
in
correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine!
See? Look! Makoto was wrong after all! Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
Really, I would just say open up the handbook and see whose name is on it.
If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
What?
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves.
Well, my goddamn handbook works.
See? Makoto was wrong. Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly.
I forget some of these things. And some of them,
let's test if what he says is you broke your own handbook.
In other
in my
words,
mind,
if Mondo's handbook, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
And then,
see, Makoto was wrong. Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly.
Broke any handbook and shoot Mondo's words. Just look at the
I shot that. I clearly did.
Let's test if what he says you broke your own.
In other words, if Mondo that proves.
Well, my goddamn
handbook works just fine.
No,
I mean, I wasn't really. I kind of forgot.
Mondo, the handbook you have right now, is it really yours?
Apparently it is. Thank you guys. Thank you. We were about to lose.
I guess like my mind and was doing something else. I said
what is that supposed to mean?
Like
again, that's kind of like one of the problems I had. Is like in my mind, the bullet I had and the shot statement I shot led to the same conclusion
that was in the main hall.
Oh, different.
Isn't that one actually yours?
Yes.
What the heck are you talking about?
What I mean is, I think Mondo swapped his handbook out for one that actually
works. I understand
works.
what your logic was. I understand what your logic was. So that's not what the game was.
I think he took Leon's handbook and replaced it with After All.
Thank you.
Monokuma said himself that Leon's handbook never should have broken.
That's right! The punishment it suffered wasn't nearly enough to destroy it.
So then, the broken handbook in the main hall is actually Mondo, which would mean that the handbook Mondo has right now is actually Leon's. Yes?
But doesn't that violate the school regulation that says loaning out your handbook is prohibited?
Well, here's how I look
at it. As is, they're just gonna overheat no matter what.
There is a rule about loaning your handbook to another student, but if they're dead, they're not a student. It's kind of a gray area, I admit. But no worries. If anything, it just makes things more interesting. As such, I decree that exchanging handbooks with a corpse is not a violation of the rules.
Well, Mondo, if I'm wrong about this, you're welcome to say so. I'm happy to admit I made a mistake.
Son of a bitch. What's wrong, bro? Come on! Tell him he's wrong! You are wrong! You have to be wrong! Everything you just said is wrong! You made it all up!
Okay, then why don't we look back on this case one more time, from the beginning? That way, everything will become clear, and we'll all see if I was right or wrong.
No, I think it's both balance. That's what we're doing. Sometimes you have to do bullet time battle before the final conclusion or whatever, but I think, yeah, you have to, they're saying be careful in the bullet time battle. Like, that's piece of everything. Finally, the closing argument. Good job. So let's show.
The act is killing me.
Want to hear the best thing?
What?
Ever since I learned Chihiro was a guy, I kind of had suspicions during the entire trial. I started imagining that Chihiro's voice sounded like. I started imagining like the voice you normally hear Chihiro is fake, and that Chihiro's normal voice sounds like Roadhog. making a fuck of this.
Alright, he went in.
That's him discarding the e-handbook. 2 euros.
Oh, I can skip my floor, I can see that. This is a hard thing.
I know, because it's very specific.
How the fuck is the sour season? I don't think that's even in here.
I will say after a while that they start mixing in channels from earlier crime scenes. Sometimes the ones that don't get used.
Alright, there's 2 options I have. So did he actually take a female card?
Yes, because Mondo had to put Hero in the girl's thing. So his was already fried. Mondo's thing was already fried. He took Leon's and put Leon's in the thing. And then after the murder, he took either Sayaka or Junko's e-handbook. Used to open up the girl's locker room. And then
if you do
landed the evidence.
Wait.
And then either he left the door open and Byakuya found Chihiro, or Byakuya saw Mondo and then opened up the door after.
Yeah, that's
doesn't it give you a hint if you put the cursor on the question mark can't remember if it does. I know for a fact it does in Danganronpa 2. I do not know if it does in Danganronpa 1. Something you need to try eventually is put your cursor over just like empty panel, and it may give you like here. Put your cursor on the and then it may give you a hint. Okay, yeah, it's only Danganronpa 2. Never mind. Oh, you have to click it.
Like this whole like event is weird. Like this last part. But he has to put the poster somewhere. No, she doesn't. Unless he doesn't.
He doesn't know.
Well, like, Almeka appears back up. Well, I'm trying out.
The killer is you!
It'll tell you.
First, let's take a look back to before the incident. Last night, Celeste saw Chihiro in the warehouse, correct? At the time, she was apparently stuffing something into a duffel bag. That something was a blue tracksuit. You can confirm this, right, Celeste?
I have no idea what you just said.
With bag in hand, Chihiro headed out, even though it was officially nighttime.
I'm watching this stream. I saw when you said that. I'm very confused. It looks like
she made her way to the locker room, specifically the boys' locker room. But how could the victim, who is apparently a girl, access the boys' locker room? Simple, because she was really a he, which is why he was able to use his own handbook to gain entrance to the boys' locker room. Once inside, he met with someone there. And the person he met was the one who killed him. It seems likely that the killer grabbed the nearby dumbbell, approached the unsuspecting Chihiro, and attacked him. And that's where the bloodstains on the poster and carpeting in the boys' locker room came from.
Now, whether
it was likely in the heat of the moment. The body was arranged, but the murder itself felt unplanned. Which is why the killer hurried to try and hide the act. First, I think pulling up the bloodstained carpet.
Blood and it'd be on the dumbbell. I just don't think it'd create that much of a splash that'd be on all over the room.
Yeah.
Then, removing the bloody poster.
Well, let's not question it. We're gonna get too caught up.
It's like a dumbbell, huh?
Oh.
What? Is this really the end for all of us? I refuse to give up yet!
It's okay, guys. Slight mishap. We'll get rolling again in a second. Let's give it a little another shot.
What the heck? You have to restart. I thought it would give you like...
Oh, you have to completely restart the entire closing argument? It's okay, you know everything is. First it was... Yeah, that. Then hard, and you're walking in. All the way to the left. See, I'm used to telling you her, I'm not used to saying him anymore. Whenever I'm talking to Zip, I say him. That was...
I'm ahead of you, though. I'm ahead of you, by the way.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Pick some man.